Peeps, we are sadly this year not at Star Wars Celebration, but what we thought we'd do is actually share a little bit of the news coming out of Star Wars Celebration with you. We're watching along online, probably just like you are, but if you haven't, we're here to talk about all the big news announced today at the Lucasfilm Studio Showcase that opened Star Wars Celebration in London. So we're going to go a little bit out of order because we're going to kind of focus on some of the hot items first and just kind of see where we go with all the cool news announced at the studio showcase today. So we're actually probably going to start with the last thing they talked about, which is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. A new trailer was shown at Star Wars Celebration this year, kind of featuring more of the story than we've seen before, including the Dial of Destiny itself, which does seem to hint at some type of time travel. There's a lot of reference to using the dial to reverse the mistakes of the past. And of course, we have Nazis as the villains again, and someone who wants to right the wrongs of Hitler. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, as we know, is in the film playing Indy's goddaughter, and it was shown in the trailer that she's actually the daughter of Toby Jones' character. Additionally, a new poster was released harkening back to the great Drew Struzan Indiana Jones posters of the past. It's a beautiful poster. It will look great on a wall for sure. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is coming out this June and will be directed by James Mangold, the director of Logan. And speaking of James Mangold, the biggest announcement coming out of Star Wars Celebration is the news that we will have 3 new Star Wars movies coming over the next few years. So they announced these movies by showing the existing timeline. Like, we already know about the Old Republic, the High Republic, the Fall of the Jedi, the Reign of the Empire, the Age of Rebellion, the New Republic, and the Rise of the First Order. We've seen those either in movies, television shows, books, comics, etc., right? Video games. Well, it was revealed during the Lucasfilm Studio Showcase that they are going to extend the timeline and have new movies set in those new time periods. Added were the Dawn of the Jedi at the start of the timeline, set thousands and thousands of years before the Old Republic, and the New Jedi Order, which is set after the events of the Rise of the Skywalker. Now, the 3 movies announced are going to be directed by James Mangold from Logan and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Dave Filoni will be directing one of the movies, and Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy, which I hope I pronounced correctly, from Miss Marvel, will be directing the 3rd movie. And the 3 movies announced were that James Mangold will be directing a movie that will go back to the Dawn of the Jedi. That's all they've really said about it. Filoni's movie is going to focus on the New Republic era and is supposed to close out the stories that he's telling in Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and the other Disney Plus series. And we'll talk about more of those here in a minute. And Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy's film will be set 15 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker and will focus on Daisy Ridley's Rey Skywalker character back and building a new Jedi Order. And yes, Daisy Ridley is back as Rey Skywalker. Moving into TV, while no new TV shows were announced, we did get some additional footage, most of it exclusive to Star Wars Celebration attendees, and more information on upcoming Star Wars Disney Plus series. First, it was announced that Andor would be returning for season 2, which we already knew, right? They announced that kind of going into season 1. But filming should be wrapping up soon with a tentative release date of August 2024. More information and some footage exclusive to Celebration, sadly, were shown of The Acolyte. Now, The Acolyte is going to be set in the days of the High Republic, and it's announced to be coming in 2024. Like I said, some footage was shown, and it revealed a couple of new characters. We're going to see Carrie-Anne Moss from The Matrix in The Acolyte. We're going to see Jonas Swatamo returning to play a Wookiee Jedi, Manny Jacinto from The Good Place, and Squid Game star Lee Jung-jae will also be playing Jedis in The Acolyte. Skeleton Crew, featuring Jude Law and from John Watts, the director of Spider-Man No Way Home, will feature episodes directed by John Watts, Bryce Dallas Howard, and more, and the show will be coming later in 2023. Very little footage was shown. They're trying to avoid spoilers on that show so far. The first footage of Season 3, Episode 7 of The Mandalorian was shown during Star Wars Celebration, of course, exclusive to Celebration attendees who are actually going to get an opportunity to see the full episode later in the evening. And it was teased that the next few episodes and the season finale of Mandalorian will feature a resolution to the storylines established throughout the first 3 seasons and Book of Boba Fett. What does that mean for Din Djarin and Grogu? We should know in the next few weeks. We'll see. And finally, a full trailer was shown for the upcoming Ahsoka show, coming in August, with the reveal that Mary Elizabeth Winstead would be playing Hera Syndulla in the show, and a quick peek at Thrawn from behind and Ezra Bridger via a hologram. It's also stated that Thrawn is rumored to become heir to the Empire in this trailer, which, feels like intentional wording to call back one of the best Star Wars novels of all time, Heir to the Empire, that entire trilogy that is just amazing. And maybe it's a hint of what's to come in Filoni's upcoming movie. We'll see. What do you all think? What do you think about the big announcements at this morning's Lucasfilm Studios showcase? I am super excited about the Ahsoka show. I'm super excited about what could be coming from Filoni's movie if it's truly going to be inspired by the Heir to the Empire novel series. That would be fantastic. I'm very excited about it. What do you think about this year's season of Mandalorian and some of the other news as to, what do you think the resolution of that storyline will be that they're hinting at over the next 2 episodes? Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. Love to know if you like this type of video talking about the big news from this year's Star Wars Celebration, even though we can't be there in person, but we can still share the experience with you. Give us a thumbs up on this video. It lets us know you like this type of content. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, the little notification bell, so that you know when we release our next video. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time.